I've also been a panelist on the Avid Leaders Forum and an attendee as well. And that is how they looked around and saw who is the most worthy of them all. They decided it was me. So that's how my lot got picked to be your MC for tonight. We shall start with dinner. So I will ask that we could proceed to do some, starting from the chief guest table, and then members of faculty, members of Science Shield, and then the rest of us will proceed in an orderly fashion to ensure that there are no long queues out there. So please proceed. DJ, if you could give us something that would welcome our appetites. So we'll start the program now with testimonials from students and former students who have been blessed through this forum.
Discussions you had was on the basic structure written by Mzee himself, and it was so insightful that I had to use it as my town paper. So it has really helped me a lot.
The Avid Leaders program, I've been able to learn a great deal about so many topics. I believe that we all have this book, right? I've never seen such a thing. I'm so fascinated. Yeah, it's such a good thing, Zeb. So I have been able to learn a great deal on so many topics. I've been able to get so many writing inspirations to write blogs, to write papers. And above all, I've been able to meet friends I've been able to meet so many important people, but I think above all, I've been able to meet myself. Because in such forums, you sit down and you hear people talking and you think, do I really know? Right? You ask yourself.
I'm very grateful for the ARF program because it opened my eyes to knowledge beyond just the legal studies we do. And now my reading list extends to a range of topics like biographies, history, travel writing, technology, philosophy, science, business and economics, politics, social commentaries, spirituality, a lot of things. And that is because of ARF. It's not enough to just do your coursework, you have to really love knowledge in pursuit of it. I have witnessed the growth of this program because back in 2020 and 2019, it was really a group of students and lecturers, but now I can see the global reach and many people who are here, members and friends.
2019, and the Avid Readers Forum is just about to be launched, and a number of informal conversations are going on about it. And then the convener, that's Mr. Ngoya, who's also a good friend of mine, my teacher and my friend, decides to then loop me in as the lead reader. The process of recruiting me as the lead reader was not democratic in terms of, one, I was not invited for a lunch date the same way Kemunto was, so I didn't owe him anything. But he just sent to me Duncan Kennedy's article and said, you'll be our lead reader for the Avid Readers Forum. Then I asked him, for how long have you been running this forum, or do you want to use me as a guinea pig for things that might not ultimately succeed? He told me he's an old man, he's launched many other things and they worked out. But I also had a deep reflection and I said, as a kind person, that it is okay, I'll volunteer to support this small initiative. You never know, it might just turn into something big. And you can see it has turned into something big, and here we are. So really...
See here that we're in the Avid Readers Forum, which I have just been introduced to, but I can already see myself taking an interest to this, to the reading, to the motivation that comes behind it. And that's why today, I'm going to have my own testimony and my sights on reading. So, let's take it back a bit, okay? To 4 years ago. I was the kid who would run around and do every sort of nonsense. So, one day, and if you don't believe me, I have all the scars to prove it. So one day my mother told me, and I quote, if you keep this up, you'll shatter. So she introduced me to a book. This book was called The Power of Focus. At the moment, I was not a reader at all. I'd rather stay on the TV from morning to night. But I decided to just take a little step, read 2 sentences on that afternoon. So I read, and I'm going to say it might be confusing to some, but you'll have to keep with me, okay? Focus, that's chapter 1. If you want to focus, you have to learn on how to focus, so you can focus more on focusing. I'll say it again. If you want to focus, you learn to focus, so you can keep focusing on how to focus more. So I got intrigued by this title and this little tongue twister, which I still have to my mind, up to date. And I kept reading day 1, day 2, week 1, 1 month. And after half a year, 539 pages for a grade 4 student, that was quite the task. For 539 pages, finished in half a year. It's not such a big feat. I know some people would have done that in 2 years old. So, yeah. And I kept on reading. I read another book, and another, and another, and another. And you see, this kind of let's say, consistency. There's a time that the lawyers came to our school, and I told them, if you want to reach a goal, you have to be consistent. And this consistency with me reading a book day in and day out helped me to become the person I am today. At the moment, I'm the school president of San Michel School. I'm out in the school, by the way. And I have some representatives of our school. Our school has a lot of talent. So let's just give the table a little clap. One more time. We have authors here, so I'll start by introducing them. We have Luis Ocampo, Warren, good luck. Author, a book. The book is entitled The Rat Kidnapper. You can see sort of irony in that story. Now, I'd like to give them all an opportunity, at least one of them, to stand up and tell us their name. Choose any one of you. Any, mini, miny, mo.
Hello, everyone. Hi. My name is Luis Ocampo, and allow me to let this time and thank first of all Mr. President, followed closely by Mr. Elisha Ongoya. For introducing me to getting to be an avid reader. Malika, I suspect you are brother. For me, I was introduced to a book entitled The 7 Habits of Happy Kids. And actually, the 7th habit is the one that I liked most. It talked about sharpen the saw, meaning I had to renew myself with new knowledge and new knowledge and new knowledge and new knowledge. And that's why I suspect we are brothers.
Thank you. I'd also like to recognize another author we have here called Alana Niki. Apart from being a lawyer, she's also a climate activist. So I'd like her to have the microphone and introduce herself.
Hello everyone. My name is Alana Chilangat. I'm 12 years old. I am a young climate change advocate, author, podcaster, and I'm very passionate about taking care of the environment. I have a book called Alana's Magical Adventure at Manzing River, where it teaches kids about how to take care of the environment as children. And you can find it in Amazon and Luria. My podcast is called Climate Gumzo with Alana. Gumzo means conversations. And it's where I interview amazing experts about everything about climate change and about our planet. And the reason why I started the podcast is because last year I went for COP28 and they were using really big words that I could not understand myself. So I decided to start a podcast, and I started learning about words that I could not understand, and now I understand them. And also, in my Skills and Action Academy, I have planted 24,000 seedlings. Where, okay, but some never grew. They were expecting it to grow, yeah, but we're working on it, yes. Thank you.
Also, thank you. Also among the people who I am with today, we have David Arush. Apart from being a pilot, he'd also like to be the ambassador of Israel and would like to fight for peace in Israel and all of the Middle East. So I'd like him to talk to himself. Thank you. Let's give him our applause as he stands up.
Thank you, Mr. President. As most of you don't know, I was the former president. So Malik took over me, he took over the sword, and I'm really glad that Sanenshi School is in safe hands. As you can hear by the way he conducts himself. Yeah. So I would like to take a quote from one of the speakers today, and it is critiquing everything that you know. Yeah. As Malika said, I would like to be an ambassador of peace in the Middle Eastern region. Well, as you all know right now, the Middle East is in tatters, or is in shatters over what some might call a genocide, what some others might call an anti-Semitic procedure, but I call it a way of empowering the youth. It is a way which we can learn from it. It is something which we should never let it happen again. So, after further ado, I'd like to thank Malik Kibet. And thank you for this Avid Readers Forum. Like Ocampo has said, he suspects to be brothers with Malik Kibet. Well, I might be another brother. So, we'll alliance with Malik Kibet. I am actually currently the Cabinet Secretary of Linguistics in Science School. So, we'll allow us to bring more and more pupils with more and more stories and more testimonies. So, thank you very much for this audacious opportunity.
Our school president, Malik Kibet, and lately I've been having a passion for reading. Right now I'm reading a book called The Winning Attitude, Your Key to Personal Success, and it actually tells a wide variety of morals, and I think this Avid Readers Forum, I'll be joining you in other many events. Thank you.
These young learners read storybooks instinctively. Today I introduced to them books a bit up the scale, mostly on leadership and self-improvement, and I'm sure they will devour those in a short while and then look at me hungrily, more please. And so I'm asking this audience to please help me feed these children. They are devouring one book after another. And if you have a book that you think they can benefit from, please donate it our direction or give us to read and return to you. We'll be very grateful.
And I just didn't have anything to do. I just woken up, read my PhD, put a full stop, and felt I had completed my task for the day. Yeah, it happens. You wake up, you read a paragraph, you put a comment, you're like, I'm done for the day. And then I just logged into one of the sessions that we Readers Forum, and I was furious. I was like, why didn't I think about this fast? I mean, this is brilliant, because when we grew up, when we were in law school, the only thing we used to look forward to was going to court.
It's all the Aviders for 5 years. I'm so blessed to have participated in this program. It's an amazing program. Reading what to be your culture. In fact, I tell young lawyers, every time there is a new law, please read it from cover to cover. Read. Check the Civil Procedure Act, read it from the first page to the last page. Check the Land Act, read them from, if you are a lawyer, you have no option but to do this. And when there is a new decision by Justice Omunge, Justice Mohochi, please, try as much as possible to read and develop that culture. Every time I travel, I come with books for my family. And what we do in my house, we actually sit. I don't tell them to go and read. We actually sit and read in turn until the book ends. And that is the only way you can be sure that people have read. So you just sit there, you say we are going to read. You, first chapter, number 2, and then the mother. And then the father has prerogatives, which we want you to read. So thank you very much. May God bless you.
Throughout those years, one thing struck me. The complaint by industry that today's students are not reading. And that complaint is still there up to now. And we were having lunch somewhere. That high school restaurant is called by law school teachers Chafua Chafua. And they want to go there to eat. That one they get. They call it Chafua Chafua. So we say we call it Chafua Chafua. So we were there and we were having lunch. I'm trying to remember the people who are on that table, because that table often has quite a bit of people. But I don't remember a man called Cedric Kadima. We agreed that, we cannot be part of this lamentation. We must do something about a reading culture. Because we are here and we say people are not reading. So what? Okay, they are not reading. Then we keep saying people are not reading. Okay, then, so we say let's begin a reading culture. So we began a reading culture, and those of you who remember, Golo will remember, we were 12 people in that room. The following session, we tried to incentivize people by use of food. I think you remember the tea and snacks at the entrance. So we put an urn of tea. We bought tea is cheap in the Kabarak University cafeteria, the main cafeteria. So we ordered for tea from there, and an urn was there. And we said the first 50 people will get a cup of tea, because there were 50 cups in the urn. If you come after that, it's not, there's no tea, you not get it there, but the rest of us are inside. So you can't even get our sympathies. The urn is outside. And I think we attracted a good number when we served tea. So food is good, Julie, don't take it for granted. We began having a reading club which had 12 people, 15 people, 20 people, and we would take the roll call and we would encourage them. And increasingly, I am happy. Then COVID happened and we shut down our reading club and went home. Then it's good to have young people around yourself, because Julie Matoke, I'll tell you something about why Julie Matoke. Julie Matoke was my student at Kabarak University in the third class, the third intake of the law school. Then she came into my chambers for internship after Kabarak Law School. So when you raise children like that, no, your own children, you can throw them. Anytime something requires, you send them where to be a. So we told her to run with this idea. Then when the university gave us the license for Zoom, to start the Zoom programs, she began running the Zoom program with the students. And many of us had network problems, some of us are technologically challenged. But the event kept on going. Then we said, but why are we limiting it to ourselves? Why can't we invite other people to talk to us? So we invited people like Maurice Kimuli, people like Professor Ambani, then he was at Strathmore University, and they began talking to us. Then the idea became big, and it overwhelmed us. We no longer knew how to manage it. Up to now, we are still overwhelmed by this idea. We are not clear about how to manage it. But something happened. Last year, was it early this year, a man called Gautam Bhatia was visiting Kabarak University Law School. That man is an Indian man who is an ardent fan of the Avid Readers Forum. And we were all very embarrassed, because we thought when he arrives, he will tell us to lead him to the physical building where the Avid Readers Forum is housed. We say that we have become such a fraud that people out there think we are a huge establishment with departments. So I disappeared, I didn't show up. When Gautam came, I ran away. Yes, because I kept asking Professor Ambani again, how shall we explain to him that the Avid Readers Forum is just an idea? It's not something tangible. You cannot put a finger on it and say, here it is. It's just an idea, that's all. The man came, I don't know how they answered his questions, but he went back to India. The rest, as they say, is history. There have been men and women who have made this idea succeed. I must mention people like Golo. She's there, like Melody here. The lady whom Mrs. Kayugira was mentioning was Sylvia Nyanchama. Where is Sylvia? Yes, Sylvia is there. She's there. People like Marion Joy, who is not here today, she was bereaved, so she had to leave, although she has single-handedly put together this activity. By the way, all those emails you received with my name, I neither wrote them nor sent them to you. I didn't even proofread them. I also just received one like that, coincidentally with my name as signing as well. Also, I forgot to remove my name on that, and also got it with my name as well. So these are people who have worked tirelessly to make this idea grow. But there's one man I must mention specifically. Where is Jared Gekombe? Yes, that man. That man, I call him district officer. Those of you who live in the days of oil, they remember the DUs of the Kano era. They made things move. They made things move. So I always call him DO. Because to my mind, this man is a pedigree district officer of the Kano era. He makes things work. Now, trust me, officially, this man is not here, he's in Pretoria. As we speak today, this man has flown in singularly to organize this event. And just like the rest of you, I came here at 4 in the evening. I've not talked this hotel, I've not visited this place. I came here at 4 this evening and found this hotel set up like this. Courtesy of that man. So when God puts people such as this on the path of your life, you begin asking, what have I done to deserve this kind of favor? And we mentioned Sylvia Nyanchama. Sylvia Nyanchama is an intern in a law firm. We run law firms. We know how much interns earn in law firms. She came here at her own expense, spent her night in this town, woke up to be in this hotel early to ensure that this setup is ready. Then the alumni, let's just stand up for acknowledgement. Those of us who are strangers to them and are strangers to her. That's just how much time has passed. And I discovered that virtually all these people, sitting here, I hadn't seen you. Actually here, from Mombasa. This man has come in from Mombasa. So these people have traveled actually from the breadth and width of this country to come and attend this dinner. That makes me a bit worried. I keep wondering whether we are real in this thing we do, or we are a fraud. But having said that, these people believe in that idea. They used to meet in the boardroom, what do you call the Senate building, the boardroom there, and we'll just read and discuss things, and sometimes, we will have some cup of tea. Then other people joined us. Professor Mutunga brought us tea and snacks one day, and people have just supported us like that. Thank you so much. You may be seated. This is now the current. Yes. And here is where my problem is. Here is where the problem is. Because the Avid Readers Forum is so huge that had we brought the entire team, two things would have happened. One, we would not have gotten any venue in Nakuru to host it. We would have required to go to Leisure Lodge, which would have been logistically nightmarish. And number two, also just budget issues. I mean, we must be careful about the food we can afford. So we had to sieve. And therefore, I don't know whether I'll receive it back on campus when I go back, because I'll be seen to be a parent who favors some people and not others. I now want to finalize by doing some ritual which Luciana tasked me to do. Ukishakuza watoto watoshane na wewe unakuwa na shida mingi sana. So one day we were preparing this event. This event has been run for the last 4 weeks. So we said we want to run the 5th anniversary of the Avid Readers Forum, and it will take the following format. One, the idea of the Avid Readers Forum was mooted at a lunch table on 5th of September 2019. 5th of September at lunchtime. We know that because we were eating lunch. And so we agreed that from that day we will mark the 5th anniversary. And the idea was that for 1 month, from 5th of September, we will run as a webinar every week, and we have succeeded. We have run a webinar every week for the last 4 weeks on various thematic topics for the Avid Readers Forum. Number two, we also agreed that we will post 2 blog articles on the website of the Kabarak University Law School, the Avid Readers segment, every week for the last 4 weeks. And we have run 2 blog articles every week for the last 4 weeks. I think 2 people deserve acknowledgement. There, Mr. Molo is there. He spoke here. Just stand up. And Ruth Jebet. Thank you so much. Those people have faithfully edited blog articles every week too for the last 4 weeks and ensure they are posted as part of our marking of this. Then we also decided to document the story. The story was not being documented for purpose of publication. It was being documented to enable me know what I will say here. So when the documentation was complete, I thought this story is too interesting to just die. And we said we must now publish it. And that is the idea that has been published in the publication before you for purposes of our immortalization of this story. So 2 things, Sylvia, I need the hardcover copies. I was told to launch this publication, and that's what I'm about to do. So Dean, you can start moving by. Luciana was supposed to have some ritual that she always does, but she told me there's no ritual here. So I have to make do with the absence of a ritual. That lady is coming with gopher. You see this lady called Sylvia? I've told her every day that Sylvia, you will go far. I don't know how far that is. So two things are going to happen. As the launch of this publication, our chief guest will receive one copy of the hardcover copy from the dean of the school. Karibu kidogo tu. That's how we launch it. And where is the cameraman? Where is the cameraman we sent here 2 weeks ago? Thank you. Then, yes, Sylvia, you will hand over these 3 copies, two of which the dean will keep at the school, and one of which the dean will hand over at a time of his choice to the vice chancellor, for the vice chancellor to keep at a place of his choice in the university management. It's you to hand them over. Where is the cameraman? To the dean. The dean is there. And just like that, the Avid Readers Forum Activity Report 2019-2024 stands launched. It is now time for us to ask, 5 years are now behind us. What will the future look like? And Dean, I'm still searching. That question has been troubling me, because the future is always uncertain. But we are optimistic now more than ever before, that the future can only be brighter. The question is just how brighter.
I've always believed that the main way God communicates to his people is through a written word. If you believe what Kabarak believes in Yahweh and the Bible. And if God believes that his word is best conveyed in writing, then you better take seriously the written word. That's the reason I support the Avid readers. When you read something magical that happens to you. Okay? And similarly, not just every Tom, Dick and Harry writes. Did you guys know that? In fact, many times when you want to tell someone, ask them to write what they are saying down. Reduce that into a statement, they won't. Or they will tone it down. Because people are a bit more serious when they are writing. They think and reflect about it. So the written words many times are much more stronger than the easy things we see on social media or flashing across our eyes. And so anytime we are reading, we are acquiring the highest level of thought. Second reason why I'm happy with Avid readers is that reading is a very good keystone. But then, I realized that we didn't write the first years, 1.1s. I felt so bad. But they had a breakfast day. How many are there? How many going to come? Yeah, there are not many. I read that interview earlier. I felt so bad that I didn't remember. I just knew. There's a group of teaching, and last week I told them about keystone habits, about habits that can trigger, a serious effect, a bigger effect in your life. And some people say, psychology says it could be a simple thing as spreading a bed in the morning. You win the first victory at that point, when you spread your bed. Could be a simple thing like exercise. It's known to do so many things. You can exercise your feet, you're positive, then a lot of other things could follow, a ripple effect of some sort. One of the ones I know for a person in school is reading. Because reading takes discipline, and because it takes discipline, that discipline will not be limited to that sphere of reading. You'll find that order, that trigger, and actually to brave fine print. The print is fine, sometimes it's small and many words, commas, whatever. If you can brave that for hours, you can brave many other problems and challenges. You can endure. It's actually a culture that can ripple into the other areas that you might not really be conscious about. So I support that because you will see it in the results.
I won't say much because I've been sent by the Vice Chancellor. I want to start by giving his apologies. He's engaged outside the university on official duty with 3 other members of management. He would have loved to be here. He's someone who loves to support anything that helps the student. So when School of Law you're being taught by others that you are the most favored, it's because you're doing something that is within his vision. And I believe that if you continue doing the same thing, you will still receive more favors because you're doing the right thing. And I can see law students who are very courageous. Actually, Dean, in your absence, Mr. Ongoya, and the lecturer in your absence, the school can still run. Because you are that kind of mentorship, I've never seen it anywhere. I'm also a parent in the same school, and I've seen a big change in my daughter, who has been mentored by Professor Ongoya, Professor Ambana, and taught by very many lecturers who have encouraged her. And that is the kind of mentorship that any parent would wish to have. So for those who are not from Kabarak University, bring your daughters, your sons, grandchildren to Kabarak University, School of Law. Now allow me to read the speech from our Vice Chancellor. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is now the VC speaking, not me, I'm reading the speech. It is my distinct honor to be with you today, celebrating 5 years of consistency, intellectual illustriousness through the wonderful platform that is the Avid Readers Forum. On behalf of Kabarak University, I thank you all for being here. I know most of you have traveled from various parts of the country to be with us in Nakuru. You have braved the traffic, long roads, and perhaps potholes to join us today. I welcome you heartily, considering that it's a Friday, and indeed a Friday. It is a perfect opportunity to cool off from the busy week and engage in this great celebration. Karibuni sana. Your presence is a testament to your commitment to a culture of reading, engaging in intellectual discourse, and incrementally effective change. As we celebrate the remarkable achievements of Avid Readers Forum, it is essential to acknowledge the big role that Kabarak University plays in nurturing an environment of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, Kabarak University has always been dedicated to nurturing great results, not only in class, but also in holistic development through various initiatives. We are committed to excellence in legal education. Ladies and gentlemen, some of Kabarak School of Law sites of excellence include community service. Through our Center for Legal Aid and the clinical legal education, our students and the instructors, they have raised the bar for legal aid and community service. They have done so by taking up pro bono public interest litigation cases that will affect marginalized and indigent Kenyans and Africans. The center has already begun representing the marginalized before the Supreme Court of Kenya in a case involving the delimitation of boundaries. The case is ongoing and we await a decision. Very soon, the center will begin prosecuting cases before the local and national corridors of justice, such as the African Court on Human and People's Rights and the East African Court of Justice. Our legal minds, some of whom are standing in the legal industry, have vowed to volunteer their skills and efforts in building up these cases for the benefit of the community. In addition to this, we also excel in fierce moot court competitions, both at home and away. As you may know, moot court competitions are a vital training ground for students, refining their advocacy skills and immersing them in in-depth reading and research. Therefore, It is a mark of greatness when our students triumph in competitions. To give a few examples, in May 2024, at the All African Alternative Dispute Resolution and Online Dispute Resolution Mediation Tournament, our students emerged best in Africa. Before that, in April 2024, our university was ranked best in Africa in the Africa regional rounds of the John H. Jackson Moot Court competition, which centered on the World Trade Organization laws. Soon after, in July 2024, at the global rounds of Bank Moot Court competition, which is founded on international criminal law, our university was ranked among the top 4 universities globally, and our students bagged the award for the second best overall oralist globally. Back home in Kenya, in September 2024, that's last month, our students were ranked as the best at the Strathmore Dispute Resolution Center annual mediation moot court competition. 2 weeks ago, our students were crowned the best novice team at the Kenya University's Debate Championship, outperforming universities from across the country. Through such competitions, our students continue to show why Kabarak University is the capital center of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, besides competitions, Kabarak University also invests in excellent publication through our Kabarak University Press. That is edited by Mr. Sipala. I saw him when I came, I don't know where he is. Mr. Sipala, yeah, he was around when he came. At the moment, Kabarak University Press is the only outstanding university press in Eastern Central Africa that publishes consistently. These publications have included the Kabarak Law Review and the Kabarak Law Review blog, which have grown to be reputable sources of consistent and quality academic output. It is important to note that these are student-run, and that's why I say that the dean and his staff, they've given a lot of confidence in these students through mentorship. In addition, we have the Kabarak Journal of Law and Ethics and African Journal of Commercial Law and the Jumuiya East Africa Community Law Journal. I warmly invite you to submit your work to our esteemed publications. The Kabarak University Press has also partnered with other individuals and organizations to publish resourceful books. Since its inception in 2021, the press has published at least 5 books. Just weeks ago, the press launched a book in partnership with Dr. Conrad Osire and Conrad Antenua's Steve Tank, Kenya. The book is titled Judicial Financial Independence in Africa, a study of 7 sub-Saharan countries. I invite you to explore more of the publications on the Kabarak University website. In addition, our commitment to knowledge is further manifested in the conferences that we host at Kabarak University School of Law. Most recently, in June 2024, we were honored to host the 3rd Annual Alternative Justice System Conference under the leadership of Chief Justice, Honorable Martha Koome, and the National Steering Committee on the Implementation of Alternative Justice System, led by Justice Professor Joel Gugi. The event brought together legal luminaries, including judges, magistrates, and members of civil society, to discuss and explore significant issues related to the theme Accelerating People-Centered Justice in Kenya. Before then, in April 2024, we were honored to host the African Regional Rounds of the prestigious John H. Jackson Moot Court competition, which opened us to more than 60 participants from various universities across Africa. such events reinforce our role as a beacon of legal scholarship and discourse, and prove that Kabarak Law School has the capacity to mount and to host world-class events. Ladies and gentlemen, these are just a few of the initiatives that illuminate the vibrant and excellent spirit of Kabarak University and our School of Law. Today, we are proudly celebrating another great initiative, the Avid Readers Forum. For 5 years, the Avid Readers Forum has provided a platform for intellectually curious minds to explore literature, discuss jurisprudence, critique judgments, and engage in fulfilling conversations. The Avid Readers Forum aligns with our commitment to provide quality education based on research and practical skills. Kabarak University remains steadfast in support for initiatives like the Avid Readers Forum for the following reasons. First, we understand that education extends beyond the classroom. It encompasses experiences that enrich students' lives and prepares them for the complexities of the world. Secondly, we believe that interaction between our students and the partners of the Avid Readers Forum has both short and long-term benefits, because most of these partners provide a platform for engagement in the field later in their careers. And you've heard from those who given testimony on their experience with the Avid Readers Forum. Finally, we believe that supporting forums like this, we invest in the future leaders of our society, individuals who will be equipped not only with knowledge, but also with the wisdom to apply it and for the betterment of their communities. Against this backdrop, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Elisha Ngoya, the founder of the Avid Readers Forum, and his team for sustaining this wonderful journey. Let's appreciate Mr. Elisha Ngoya. Your tireless efforts have not gone unnoticed, Mr. Ngoya, and today we celebrate not just 5 years of existence, but also the countless lives that were touched along in this journey. I appreciate also the Dean School of Law, Professor Ambani, and his team for the great work they have done in our students in all the initiatives that we've just mentioned. I will keep on repeating that our students, this is not in the speech, I will keep on repeating that our students, they're very confident. They've been equipped with the skills, knowledge. There is nothing like cramming, there is nothing like rote learning. And the ones I've interacted with, they normally say that they are hardened by Mr. Ngoya. They are hardened.
So I stand before you because I believe in Ngoya's ideas, however strange they might be. But the lesson we learn from this is that we should be able to push our ideas into fruition. We should be able to test the margins of everything we do. And I think that can only be possible by putting to use the knowledge that we acquire. I stand before you, I see the future. A few hours ago I was whispering to somebody saying that spaces such as these are spaces that create crusaders. I use the word crusaders borrowing from Dr. Willie Mutunga. He would refer to the struggle for human rights as a crusade. So today I see many people engaging in human rights work, and I think there is a brighter future for the country Kenya.
I was really glad and challenged by what my teacher, Elisha, you had prepared. The challenges that the student gave us when I appeared on one of the series, you're producing a very good read. So Gen Z will not only be proactive on the digital space, they will become very, very good readers who cannot easily be manipulated. So you're inspiring hope, and what do I say? When I walked in, I was glad to sit behind here. It is what time? 9 something. Marina was ahead of me in Moi. I doubt we would have pulled this in our student days. To be listening to scholarly talk at this hour is a manifestation of the commitment that you have. So to the Kabarak Law School, we wish you the very best, and we offer our partnership. We have many more areas. I see you studied about 3 of the cases that were instituted by TISA. This year we've been in court together with Dudley there and Henry with about 6 other matters. More judgments have come in, so I know there will be many opportunities to continue to partner, and we look forward to the jurisprudence that you will contribute in this country. Thank you very much for coming.
It's a great pleasure to stand before you this evening as we mark the 5th anniversary of Avid Readers Forum. This celebration is more than just a commemoration of years gone by. It is a testament to the transformative power of ideas, the strength of dialogue, and the unrelenting pursuit of knowledge that this forum has championed since its inception. Allow me to start by quoting the words of American author Frederick Douglass, who once said, "Once you learn to read, you will be forever free." This quote aptly captures the essence of this forum, a sanctuary where minds are liberated through the exploration of knowledge, and where freedom is not just a matter of rights, but of enlightenment and insight. The act of reading, much like an artist sculpting a masterpiece, carves out dimensions within us that we never knew existed. It allows us to transcend the confines of our immediate realities, exposing us to diverse perspectives, rich histories, and untapped solutions to contemporary challenges. This forum has exemplified that reading is not a solitary act. It is a communal journey, a collaborative endeavor that opens up new worlds and fosters intellectual camaraderie.
Our convener, Mr. Ongoya, to join me. I also want to ask my dean, Professor Ambari, to join me, and Sylvia, who will be helping us to give out our hampers. You are ready, I believe. So you can, sorry, once an intern, always an intern. So you will help us with the handing over of gifts. Yes, yes, please. Turn around, yes, exactly. Thank you very much. Next, Justice Muhochi, who has been a supporter of Kabarak Law School for the last 8 years, and has himself given an Avid Readers talk as judge. Thank you so much, Judge. Next, we want to give our partners who are present. I don't see Dr. Kichana. Has he left? He's left. Okay. Will you receive on his behalf? So, receiving on his behalf is Kemunto Motoke, please. So I also want to welcome Ms. Diana Kishengo on behalf of her organization, the Institute of Social Accountability, TISA, to receive a gift in recognition of our partnership. Next, we want to recognize the president of KULSA. Is she in the room? Has she left? Who shall receive on her behalf? A deputy member of the council. I see them. So Joanne will receive the gift on behalf of the president of KULSA in recognition of their partnership. And then we start gifting ourselves. So we begin with a gift to Dr. Soba on behalf of the university management. Thank you so much to the university. And then to Kabarak Law School for its support to Avid readers. Thank you very much. And lastly, to our convener, our mzee, our Malika. Thank you very much, Mr. Boyer, for the vision. Thank you. So lastly, thank you. I think that is. Thank you very much. If the two judges and Dr. Somba can hold the knife together. Let's all give a clap for 5 years of happy